Detective Smith knows that people can be just as telling as physical evidence. He begins with the victim's close circle, family, colleagues, each person a potential suspect, each person hold the answer. Detective Smith listens not just to their words, but their tone, their body language, their reactions. He's looking for inconsistencies, for signs of nervousness, for that telltale flicker of guilt. The narrative of the victim's life starts to unfold. He was a successful businessman, loved by many but despised by some. Detective Smith uncovers a web of professional rivalries, personal grudges and hidden secrets. The victim's ex-business partner who was embittered by a bad deal, the disgruntled employee who was recently fired, the estranged sister with a long-standing feud, or the secret lover who wanted more than a hidden relationship. Each person had a motive, a reason to want the victim out of the picture, but who had the audacity to act on it? Smith's mind is a whirlpool of thoughts, theories and possibilities. He knows against the clock. The victim's life hangs in the balance. The killer must be found. First, the perpetrator identified. Smith has a list of suspects, but who stands out? And who administered the poison? The investigation continues. He is out there, hidden in plain sight, waiting to be discovered. Emily, the disgruntled employee, Tom, the jealous lover, Richard, the rival from the past. Who stands to gain from the victim's untimely exit? Let's wade into the murky abyss of our suspects' histories, shall we? First up, Emily, the disgruntled employee, a woman who felt overlooked and underappreciated. Her motive? Revenge, in its rawest form. She insists she was at home by herself during the time of the stabbing, but with no one to verify her alibi, the detective's interest is ignited. Following Emily, we have Tom, the envious lover. Governed by intense passion and stirred by a supposed betrayal, could he have stabbed his partner to stop him from leaving? He was at a friend's gathering when the incident transpired, supplying him with a seemingly unshakable alibi. But the detective doesn't let his guard down easily. He knows that a meticulously planned crime can bear a meticulously planned alibi. Lastly, we return to Richard, the rival from days gone by. A business opponent who lost all to the victim. Driven by vengeance, he could be our assailant. His alibi, a business trip out of town. But in this digital age, one doesn't need to be physically present. Execute a crime. Our detective, an experienced hand, finds himself lost in a labyrinth of motives and alibis. Every suspect has a reason to want the victim gone. Each holds an alibi that could be accurate, or could be a meticulously designed deception. The detective has singled out one suspect, but can they identify the weapon in time? The clock is ticking. The detective confronts Tom, the suspect, their eyes meeting in a tense standoff. As the detective coolly presents the evidence, Tom's facade crumbles. A twisted tale of jealousy and revenge is revealed. Tom, once close friend of the victim, had been harboring resentment for years, using the knife as a lethal expression of their pent-up anger. Meanwhile, the solution, a rare surgical technique known only to a select few, was hidden in plain sight. In a brilliant stroke of intuition, the detective discovers the life-saving technique masked as a simple first-aid procedure. Second counting, the detective races to the hospital, the precious knowledge guarded closely. The victim, teetering on the edge of life and death, undergoes the surgical procedure just as the last grain of sand slips through the hourglass. In the end, the truth is revealed and the life-saving technique is found. But one can't help but wonder, what would you do if you found out you were stabbed and the clock was ticking?